Now that we're live, all right, I can record this. All right, so this is a PC update guide. A lot of people don't know how to update their PC. For the most part, what you do is you go to settings, right? First thing you always do, you go to Windows, check for updates, right? After that, it's in a scan. Once the scan is complete, you always want to make sure get the latest updates as soon as they're available. You want to make sure that's enabled. Windows has this automatically off. Next thing you want to do, you want to go to advanced options. You want to turn on recent updates for other Microsoft products. You want that on. Get me up to date. It'll restart your. It notifies you when to finish an update, and it notifies you 15 minutes before restarting. You want that on. Notify me when the restart is required to finish updating. Show me notifications when device required to restart to finish updating. Turn that on. Then if you scroll down, there's additional options. I don't have anything since I've already updated it, but there's usually gonna if it says 0, if you just click it and it shows nothing, then there's nothing there for you. But if there is, there's drivers and other updates you need to do to turn it on. Do the update. Another thing is you want your motherboard manufacturer software, which you can find if you don't know your brand. You can go to system information, and you can find out what kind of PC specs you have. Like I have 64 gigabytes of RAM. Motherboard is MSI, which is Microsoft Star Industrial. If you don't know the name, you just copy that and just look it up. And usually you just want to go to your browser source and literally just go here and type in MSI, right? Type in MSI, go to MSI. You want to go to your manufacturer brand, and you want to look up services, right? Go to service downloads, right? And then you just put your product line, your product in, right? Motherboard. I have a Mag series, and then B650. Actually, well, I have Wi-Fi, B650 Wi-Fi. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Either way, it'll show you like all your drivers, everything you need to download, right? But it's better just to go to utilities, and then you see right here it says like Microsoft Center. Like this will show you like your BIOS updates, your drive, like all your drivers and everything, like for your motherboard on your whatever brand you have. Like it doesn't matter if it's like Asus. Asus, you need Armoury Crate. I can actually show you Armoury Crate since I own Armoury Crate because I have a controller. But this is for Asus, right? I'll just skip that. And usually, like, it'll just say, like, you can find, like, everything in here, like, Update Center. And, this is stuff I don't need, since I am MSI. I just use this because I have an Asus controller. But you go to utilities. Usually your manufacturer will have a utility program. And then you'll want to download that right here. So I have MSI Center already downloaded. So I'll show you what that is. So MSI Center. It'll pop up in a second. So first off, you'll see here is like, obviously you can see your CPU temps and everything. Since this is my motherboard, I can see my temps and everything, how everything is running, like all the frequencies and everything. Make sure everything's running correctly. Live updates. You got advanced updates, which is going to show you your BIOS updates, and then you have scan update. So we'll show you like when you do the normal scan, it'll show you like all your chipset updates, like driver updates and everything for your motherboard. This one will show you your BIOS. So for me, I have to do a BIOS update every time a BIOS update comes through because AMD. You want to make sure your AMD's drivers. Oh, you want to make sure your driver, like if you're AMD, you want to make sure your BIOS is up to date. That's just my opinion. Intel as well. So that's step one, like one of the major steps in making sure your shit's up to date. And then see, since my fans are through Corsair, and I have a Corsair pump For some reason, my pump's not showing. Usually it'll show, but you know, since I'm running my programs through Corsair, I gotta make sure all this is updated. I have MSI board, so latest for MSI plugs, NVIDIA plug, check for update, boom, right? And then you got firmware updates, da 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 da. Hard drives. One way to figure out your hard drive, right, is you can go here. Actually, no, you can. Oh, actually, yeah, you go here, properties, hardware. You can see right here, Samsung, Western Digital. Usually, when I look up for your software, your hard drive drivers, so Samsung, I can show you Samsung, which is this Samsung Magic. You can see both of these, and then updates, which I'm already on the current firmwares. Like you want to make sure Samsung's firmware and all that is up to date. You want the latest software updates and firmware. Western Digital, it's called Dashboard. You can just go to Western Digital and find their hard drives pretty quickly. It's pretty easy to find like all the softwares for your PC. A lot of people don't update this shit. So I'm already up to date on firmware, and I already know I'm up to date on this dashboard. Boom. Those are some major steps that you need. I have MSI Afterburner to control my fan speeds mainly, which my fan speeds are off right now on my 4080. NVIDIA, I can show you a couple steps on NVIDIA. See, like right here, perfect, right? NVIDIA update, app update. It's actually kind of fucking funny. We're doing a update tutorial. I literally have an update, which is already done. Click. So NVIDIA updated it's no longer NVIDIA Experience, GeForce Experience. It's just called NVIDIA. You want to make sure you're on the NVIDIA and not GeForce Experience. You want to make sure your app is up to date. Now how to update your driver? You just click right here. Check for updates. Easy. Settings. You want enable this. I prefer to have these enabled. You got game filter and picture mode. I love picture mode. NVIDIA overlay. Just like you can monitor it. If you hit Alt R, it'll show up right here on the top right. Well, mine's set to top right. You can change the settings for that. But me personally, I put it on the top right. It shows you your FPS. I have mine on an advanced mode, which shows me like my FPS and like fan speed, RPMs, which is right now at 36. Because I have it at full speed. Automatic. This one is very important. Automatically download drivers. Let me choose when to install. I do that. Automatically optimize newly added games and apps. Notifications, available rewards, and driver updates. Make sure those are enabled. Config performance and update usage, error, crash data. I have those enabled. System. If you click system, it also shows you like everything. See, it shows my displays right here. Performance. You can do automatic tuning. Which I don't think I'm a lot. I don't think mine. Yeah, mine won't. Because I'm on the. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Sometimes it's weird. I always turn my fan speeds like to 100%. Like because like a lot of times people have it on automatic, and I swear, their GPUs be cooking. It's always if you're gonna be playing heavily and long time. I always say like it might be a little loud, but dude, honestly, I don't ever notice it. Because I'm like gaming, so I got headphones on. So like a lot of times my audio just like masks the sound of like anything. So 100%. That's my recommendation. Now if you're an AMD, what you want to do is look up AMD software, which is pretty easy. So you just type in AMD software, and then you're gonna see right here AMD software Journaling Edition. Make sure you download this, and this goes for like AMD, like GPU as well. This has everything. Like this, literally, if you're running AMD chips, you want to have this all enabled. You want this software because it's very important. I did an update for it this morning already. There's a lot of updates for this. The AMD is always coming out with updates for their you know chips and stuff. You think it just the motherboard? No, I actually found out that you actually need to enable this. You can see right here. There's a lot of This is just for the graphics part of the GPU because the AMD I'm running is the 7800 3XD, and it also runs as a GPU. It could be run as a GPU. I have that enabled as performance, and then you can also see right here. You can do tuning and stuff like that. But you want to click right here on the setting cogwheel, check for updates. Right, I'm up to date. I did the update that was released 10.11, which is 10.19. You kind of see here that just I was kind of outdated for a little bit, but the update is now been updated. Recommended options and recommended and plus options is what I always say. Check for updates. Download drivers and software is enabled. Issue detection enabled. And you can see right here, like, core, RAM. And then you can see right here, this is the integrated, APU, which is my CPU. Core speed, memory clock. It goes through all that. Which the integrated, it's actually really, really good on this CPU. CPU is a really good thing. But since I'm, NVIDIA, it's pretty simple. Like I said, it's simple enough. I recommend MSI Afterburner because if you have MSI Afterburner, you can also if you know a little bit about the curve additions and stuff, like how to play around with this without fucking up your GPU, you actually can do pretty good. This allows you to mess with your overclocking. It's all for overclocking. I mainly just do the CPU. I mean, not the. I mainly do CPU overclocking. A little bit of GPU overclocking. I have on here. A lot of people ask me what I have for GPU. My GPU is overclocked a little bit. Speaking of Afterburner, I did turn off my fans when I hit the there. Boom. Perfect. Yeah. So we talked about hardware. Oh, another thing is Microsoft Store. A lot of programs like so like Army Crate, which is Asus, MSI Center. Like you see, these are all what I just updated. My Spotify, when you Windows Web Express Pack, video, phone link, not a big deal. I sometimes link my phone, but sometimes I don't. But I always make sure everything is up to date. You just click updates and downloads. And look, mine's already updated. I did mine before all this, but all these programs, like even my sound, like because I have a program for my sound, which I can isolate everything right here, which is called Ear Trumpet. Ear Trumpet is very nice. You can see right here, Call of Duty. All these, well, cancel download. Warzone packs. Right here. This is my microphone. So I got my microphone open. This updates my microphone as well. For all the lighting and everything. I think that's it, really. Honestly, I don't think there's much more than that. Just download software. Oh, another thing is, I guess we can talk about this one as well. Uh, edit power plan. Edit power plan. Go to never. I have mine set to never. It's all in preference. But put the computer to sleep. I just make sure that's never. I have mine on high performance. High performance is the best for me. Um, everyone should actually. I mean, depending on your power supply, but I prefer high performance. There's an ultimate performance, but I don't never really use it. Storage sense. Turn that on. That's very important. I would, you know, run storage sense. You can see right here, I've cleaned up 25.9 gigabytes of space just in the past month. We cleaned up 25.9 gigabytes of space, which is just like insane. Like how much dead shit, like bullshit that is on your, that could be on your hard drive that you don't need. Total 1.3 4 gigabytes. You go to temporary space, temporary files under storage. This is for Windows 10 and 11, by the way, so it doesn't matter. It should be all pretty much similar settings. Easy enough, and then you just clean. Boom. Look, temporary files. Fine. And after I do temporary files, I just make sure storage is good. Cleanup recommendations. I don't mess with my downloads. I don't like touching that. Sometimes that it's my downloaded folder. There's files in my downloaded folder that I don't want to delete, and you can see like there's a lot of large stuff in here. Like I obviously just don't want to mess with any of these files. Unuse apps, stuff like that. Another thing